Hey everybody, Meriden Gaming here, and welcome to my brand new series on World of Tank Tech Tree Tanks. So my plan with this is to go through every Tech Tree tank with not only the explanation of the tank of how it rates against other Tech Tree tanks and premiums, and then also show replays for that tank of much better players than me, if I can. Because when I went to start looking, I do realize that we just recently updated a version, and we're limited on at least I am on the replays. I can't play the older replays for some reason. I need to figure out how to do that because I know some of the other content creators can play the older replays. I think I may have to have a separate version of World of Tanks or something. I'm not sure, but I'll figure that out. But for right now, the only one I had available, or the first one I had available for the American light tanks was the Tier 8 M41 Walker Bulldog. So that's where we're going to start, but I promise you I will get to all of them eventually, even if that means I have to play, and I'll play, a bunch of games until I get a good game in whatever the tank is to kind of give you a feel for that tank. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So right here we have the M41 Walker Bulldog, which is the typical American style tank. As you can see, it's got the little bit of slope to the sides. It's got really good gun depression, so that's a pretty standard thing for all the American tanks. And it does sit up a little bit higher than a lot of the other similar light tanks. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats compared to some other very popular light tanks at Tier 8. So we have the M41, the ELC Even 90, which is my personal favorite right now for Tier 8, but it is a premium, so it does have that. Then you'll see a lot of those Lynx 6x6. That's the wheeled vehicle that we all hate because it just runs across the battlefield and drives in circles. Yeah. I'm seeing quite a few Synlax here recently. I don't know if this is more of a meta play, but I have seen at least probably 1 out of every 5 games in Tier 8 there's a Synlax. So I'm going to say that one's pretty popular. And then the LT432, I've seen quite a few of those as well. This is on the American server, of course. If you are in Europe or the Russian, or what is it? We got Europe, Russian, Asian server. I don't remember what the other. I think there's probably one more server beyond that. But that may be different for y'all. Y'all may be seeing more of certain ones than we are seeing in America right now, or North America. But anyway, so that's what we're going to compare it to. This one, of course, is an autoloader. That's the wheeled vehicle, and these are pretty much just standard tanks, just like the M41 Bulldog. So the M41, for the most part, is kind of in the middle of everything. It's like there's stuff that's better about it, or there's stuff that's better than it, and there's also stuff that's worse than it. It kind of sits right in the middle. So that's what we're going to see throughout this whole thing. So damage per minute, it is the highest. This is the one good thing about the M41 Bulldog compared to everything else that it stands above, is that damage per minute. But the penetration on it is lower than most of the other light tanks that we are comparing it against. Other than the ELC Even 90, all the other ones are at least 1, if not 10 or more points higher. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. We could, of course, step it up and use, where's my thing? The heat rounds, but which raise it up to 210. But I try not to use, especially in the Tech Tree tanks, I try not to use that much of the gold rounds because it eats into my profits that I'm trying to grind towards the next tank. So you definitely have to pick your shots. You're going to have to flank. You're actually really not going to shoot that much. This is more, I tend to play my light tanks as spotters, not as damage dealers. So you have to take that into perspective. Then we get to damage. Yeah, worst of the bunch, 170. But look at this reload time. Much faster than the other, well, I don't think any of these are Tech Tree, honestly. I think they're all premiums. Or maybe this one's Tech Tree. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, much better. Of course, this one is a little bit different just because it has that 5-second reload, or it has the 3-second inter-clip reload, so it can do 2 shots basically in about the same time that this one can do 2 shots, or pretty close. Or it does 1 shot, a second shot. It can almost do 3 shots, really. So yeah, so it can empty its magazine. Actually, no, that's the intra-clip reload. So yeah, it can do basically 2 shots in the amount of time that the Bulldog can do 1. Then we get down to the reason that it does less damage, the caliber, the 76. So you're not really going to be overmatching much at tier 8. Of course, this is a light tank, you don't expect that. But typical with American stuff, like our warships and everything, we prefer smaller caliber over higher shell velocity. So that shell is going to get there quicker, so you can poke up, shoot, and be back down before they can hit you with their shot. So that's kind of what you have to play towards if you're actually going to be shooting with this thing. And also, to go along with that reload time, we have this big ammo capacity. So you can take those standard gold and HE rounds where some of these other ones may not be able to do that. I pretty much take just standard and gold with my ELC. I have not had the chance to play the other 3 yet. I just can kind of compare what I see whenever I'm playing against them. Alright, aim time, right in the middle. Yep, that's going to be the theme, right in the middle. You can buck that a little bit, but 2 seconds, or 1.82 is not that bad compared to the reload time. It's going to be almost fully aimed back in by the time you reload. And then the one good thing about all American tanks, or at least all the ones I've ever played and seen, gun depression 10, much better than everything else. Although most of these do have a little bit better gun depression than some of the other stuff, but then it can also fire up at other targets with that 20 degrees, whereas these other ones have a little bit of a problem firing up hills at stuff. But anyway, and then fully traversable turret, that's always nice. Speed, yep, right in the middle, again. So that's pretty standard. And then also right in the middle as far as being able to traverse hills and whatnot. I have not personally played this tank yet, so I don't know how it compares, how it feels when you're driving it compared to these others. I can only go based off the LC EVA-90, which can climb pretty well. So I would assume with these stats, it's pretty much the same. And then reverse speed, right in the middle again. Yeah, that Lynx has a really nice reverse speed. I guess that's because it's wheeled. Alright, and then power to weight ratio, right in the middle, yet again. So that's what gives it the ability to climb stuff fairly well. So it will actually climb a little bit better than the LC would. Alright, and then we get down to armor. Yeah, it has better armor than everything but the LT-432, which the LT is basically a small medium tank. This is one of the larger, of course, light tanks, so it's going to have worse camo rating, as you can see down here. So you can spot, but your main bread and butter with this tank, yes, that little bit of spotting damage, but supplementing it with the fast fire rate of this thing. So you're going to be kind of like a little piranha, just nipping at those larger tanks when you can flank them and whatnot. And then I believe that is it. View range 400. Yeah, the 400 is really good compared to a lot of these other ones. I mean, like, of course, the wheeled vehicles always have fairly low compared to the others, but you can definitely buff this thing up to get much better. So what would I do for this if I was going through here? Let's see. I'd probably say coated optics. I always put, oh, I meant to put the vents there. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Alright, so coated optics here. Then we can do vents. So there's 2 trains of thought when it comes to camouflage. You can either go for the sit in the bush and shoot, or you can go with the low noise exhaust to give you that extra little boost. That's another way we could do this. We could actually put that low noise exhaust here. I've been finding this to be a really good combo. I'm not sure who else does this because it has a fairly good reload time and you're not going to be shooting a lot, so I don't think the gun rammer is applicable for this tank. Let's go ahead and get the other skills in. So camouflage, brother in arms, concealment, recon, and situational awareness. Those are going to be the ones that we're really wanting to get. So let's see, what does that do to the stats? So 37.96. That's not bad. That, of course, is with the low noise. So both your moving and stationary are that same setting. So that's not too bad. And then view range 484. We might actually be able to take those off. But the question is, what would we put on instead? I'm not sure what I would put on if I didn't have... Oh, probably the Commander's Vision System. That'd probably be a good combo. So that would give us, as far as view range, 440. It's so close. I really want to have that closer to the 460 to 470 minimum. So yeah, maybe not that. Alright, so yeah, back to coded optics. And let's see what would happen if we did it with the camouflage net. Camouflage net gives us 42, which is really the minimum I really want to have, is over 40 for a spotting light tank. Of course, you're moving. You're going to get seen if you're within probably what is it? It's 440, so probably about 350 is where you're going to get started being seen by other light tanks. So yeah. Anyway, so it kind of depends on how you want to play that. I would probably go with the low noise exhaust, the coded optics. Of course, if you're also going with the camo net, you could go with the Binox instead. Since you're going to have to sit still anyway to get that camo boost. And of course, I always put vents on everything because it boosts the overall statistics of the tank. As you can see, it brings the aim time down to 4.59, which is, or not aim time, reload time. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump over to the replay right here. All right. So, let me go ahead. Oh, should have let it count down before I paused it, huh? But anyway, we are going to be watching Mr. WoT. I cannot read that on my screen. Wadu Wally from the ELC3K clan. Let's see what he's up against. He's got, let's see, he's going to be facing a Batshat 12T. That's not one of the ones I compared it against. Taurus is going to be a problem. Char Putar. We got Progetto. Yeah, that's an interesting lineup. Let's go ahead and get in the rear view. This is with him controlling the camera. Now let's go ahead and make that a little bit bigger so we can kind of see. Look, see, there's the Batshat. He just now got spotted, so he's got decent camo. That's the one thing I wish you could see is their actual outfitting. That would be very nice. So yeah, they pretty much... See, he's gone a little bit different with it. He didn't scout quite as much as I would normally. I would go down more to where, like that, where the Barask is sitting, down that E line. So like E4 or something like that, trying to spot that area using the buildings as cover. So he went straight over here to try to spot all these mediums across. Oh, so he's got, there's even a heavy over there too. That usually is an issue. There's a guard shooting at someone else. Yeah, see, that's what you gotta do with this thing. With that lower penetration, you have to try to take those sneaky shots. Try to catch people out of position. So yeah, he's doing less spotting and more positioning to try to shoot. If they upload more of this tank, I will do a second video on it and do like bonus replays or something like that is the name. And I'll link the video in the upper portion of this video if it becomes available. I tried to take that sneaky shot at the Progetto, but it didn't quite make it. So this is the first time I'm watching this. I have not pre-watched these. I like to kind of react as the video progresses. Yeah, see that where that Barask is? That's where I would have gone. Of course, I do play that ELC instead, so that's a little bit different. Having the camo. This thing can move pretty well. Oh, he got spotted. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this thing can get spotted a little bit easier than some of those other light tanks. This is almost like a very light medium tank. So where's he deciding to go now? And he's done quite a bit of spotting. He's done 1900. He's gonna go over here. He's probably gonna run down this that 7 and 8 line to see if he can spot the TD sitting on this hill. That's a very common play once everyone kind of stalls out. So yeah, I'm doing not just the commentary on the tank. I'm doing commentary on the actual map as well. Ooh, I could do map commentaries too. Let me know if y'all think that would be beneficial. Oh, that's a very nice spot right there. You can see that something else had already been there because they knocked down all those trees. He's trying to spot these TDs without getting spotted. So they've already taken out all the heavies. The mediums are kind of they've stalled out on that A1, A2 area. So if he's coming all the way down, he's going to use that bush probably right there. Oh, maybe not. Use the buildings. Trying to get into these bushes. Oh, look, he found the prosciutto. Or no, the panther. That's the panther. Sorry, it's hard for me to read that red. Yeah, look, now everyone's lighting the panther up. See, this is what you gotta do. You gotta be careful not to expose yourself, but spot other tanks. Try and keep that panther. Or this, oh, now he sees a scorpion. He's backing up. He was trying to make sure to get 2 bushes in between him. So you gotta play smart with this. You got 2 bushes in between him and that scorpion, so that when he fired, he wouldn't be spotted. Now he's trying to help deal with that heavy tank by shooting it in the rear. Yeah, this is exactly what you gotta do with this tank. You got to flank the enemy to try to get those shots in. See, look, he's already got 4,000 damage, or 4,000 spotting, from spotting that panther and this scorpion. And it looks like, yeah, he's got 700 as far as the...
Enemy armor is damaged.
Nice, 900. You gonna get 1,000? Oh, there it is. You got 1,000. Nice. Oh, and that is it for that one. So let's go ahead and go look at the... Oh, I don't have it on me. Okay. Well, anyway, as we can see here, he had 1,000 damage. Because, like I said, this thing, it can put out some damage as long as you flank those enemies like you saw there at the end, where he came around behind everyone. So you have to play smart because, like, it doesn't have the best camo, but it has good enough camo if you play smart. And then look at that, almost 4,000 spotting. That is a good day in any light tank, no matter what you're playing. But anyway, this is Spirited Gaming. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to see more of these, or if there's specific ones you want to see first. I plan on doing going down the line of the tech tree, lights first, mediums, heavies. What else is there? TDs and artillery for each individual nation, starting with American, working my way along that tech tree, because I think it goes, what, American, British, German, Russian, French. I lost count after that. It's either Czech or Poland for next. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if there's specific ones you want to see, I will do those first, of course. But I'm trying to do every last tech tree tank that's available, preferably with better players, like I said. but I will supplement it with really good games I have in tanks if there's not a replay available. Anyway, this is Meriden Gaming, and I will see you on the battlefield.